yo.
Hey, man, look, I'm for hire.
Yeah,
we definitely are, man.
No.
But we gonna go ahead and let you go, man. We're gonna let you go ahead and take care, knock out those tracks, keep those bangers flowing. We're gonna fight the power in 2019 again.
All right, no doubt, man. Yo, salute y'all, man. Much love, yo.
One love, man. Thank
you. All right.
No doubt. So we on to the second hour right now. We about to go on a little break right quick. We're going to bring my man Chazz Kapone on. Call number is 1-619-924-0703. Off the Cuff Radio, the live show on Friday nights, sponsored by Da Vinci Clothing and Buddy Boy Entertainment. We in the building, y'all. Pull up.
Yeah.
You have just tuned in to Real Nigga Radio. We got a caller calling from the South Central Bay Area, right off that 101. How are you a man and you worrying about the next Negro's pocket? Stop wallet watching and go out there and invest in yourself before you end up a graduate of the Department of Correctional Facilities. Okay, all I see is green like a dog sight. Born in the dark, so I'm coming out to shine. I've been on my schoolboy shit for years, paper route. Chazz got plenty clout, all through the motherland. Grew up off that 101, no doubt. I've been through the drought, been around them brothers that is quick to point you out. Stomp you till them lights turn out. You get my message? I had to live where it even wasn't close to heaven. I'm no ghost on this coast. Been lived in black areas where you don't even go. Name ran out of luck, so you're not showing up. Now you're Paul Walker, running scale with your tail up your ass. Me and my team smoking top-notch grass, blasting off while you're pedaling up a shit street. I remember all my flings in LA like Buck Rogers freaks. Watching dumb niggas fight over the same freaks is like the same rappers rapping over the same beats. Retard, take it back to school, nigga.
I'm in love with Zephaniah. She's my baby girl, favorite girl in this world. I love you with all my heart. You are my gift from God. You're the best part of me. You're the branch of my tree. You are my legacy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby girl.
The greatest gift I ever been given was my daughter. I can't think of a better way to spend the rest of my life than to raise her and watch her grow. I thank God for every day I get to spend with her. I'ma cherish every one of the moments. Sometimes it feel like I'm dreaming when I hold her. It's a blessing to see her get older.
I'm in love with Zephaniah. She's my baby girl, favorite girl in this world. I love you with all my heart.
Yeah, when it comes to them streets, I'ma teach about the streets definitely. Every block I ever bled. I'ma also teach her what I learned in every book I ever read. Mistakes, yeah, I know she gon' make some. My job is to help her not repeat them. But no matter what, homie, through the good and the bad, through the happy and the sad, whether she right or wrong, I'm riding with her.
You are my legacy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We back at it once again. That was my man Chazz Kapone, and that was my man Fleetwood with his new joint. Be sure to check out his movie that's out right now, supporting all the fathers, single fathers that's doing their thing. I got my man T-Max. We back at it.
Yeah, man, part 2. So we about to make it do what it do, man.
Yes, sir, man. And this brother here, he been putting in a lot of work in his neighborhood, musically, and also importantly in building the foundation of bringing young black youth together to create common change in the West Coast and throughout the world. It's an honor and privilege. We've been networking for so long to bring this to a happening. So we got my man Chazz Kapone in the building. What's good, brother?
What's going on?
Said a minute, man. We've been trying to get you on here, but we finally got it done, man. How you doing?
Chazz, you with us?
Oh, we try to get him. Yeah, you there? I think you're kind of breaking up.
We have a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're going to have one in a minute.
Let me try to bring him on again. You on, brother? Yeah, he's in Arizona right now. It's a little technical difficulty. I'm going to have him try to call back.
Gotcha. But yeah,
he's
man.
on the road right now. I'm going to have him try to call back.
Definitely. But I guess, King, we got to marinate this week on the BET Awards and everything in terms of, and I mean, I don't know. What do you think of it this year, man?
It's about the ratings, man. I mean, I think it's a problem where you don't really have a lot of stars anymore. That's one of the main issues that a lot of people have. There's really no stars. Everybody now is like accessible, like they're easy accessible. That's due to social media.
Mhm. So there's no real build up in terms of suspense to actually see them on TV.
Not at all. Hold on, I think we got him back.
Right. Okay.
Chazz, you on, brother? Yeah, he's trying to get back on. It sounds like he's on the road.
Okay. Chazz, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm going to have him try to call back again. But yeah, but this was going on with the BET Awards is, remember how back in the day when you had a lot of stars, you had like stars that was hard to access. You had guys like Michael and Prince. What was the odds of you contacting Michael and Prince through social media? It was bar to none.
Or get a New Edition all together to do a show. All of them.
What are the odds of that?
That's true.
Hold on, I'm going to see what I can get him on right now.
Okay.
I've been tripping probably. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, he's still having problems. Yeah, you there?
Hello?
I'm gonna text him now and see what the issue is. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take a 408 call right here.
Okay. Alrighty.
408, you on?
Yeah, it's Chazz right here.
Okay, good. All right.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, you're a lot better now.
All right, cool. All right, I understood that little connection problem. You know how it is out here in the desert, man. These deserts out here, the towers is terrible out here.
Little 408 representing that Northern Cali, man. What it do?
What's up, man? What's up with y'all?
Lounging.
Yeah, we were just chopping it up about the low-rated BET Awards. Saying it was the lowest-rated BET Awards in history.
Yeah. I touch base with it. You know, like even myself, I've been a real big fan of our Black Entertainment Network. But what's happening now is that it's not getting promoted the right way that it used to. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like they put it on the back burner, and they really want you to follow it on online findings and through hearsay. If other people watched it, then you're like, hey, man, you see the BET Awards, and then they fill it in that way.
Exactly. And you also got to look at it also as a lack of star power as well. Like, you don't have no Michaels, you don't have no Princes, you don't have no big name to really draw. Right. Beyonce,
You're
because,
right.
like, look, well, I ain't coming out there.
Yeah, you're right.
Even Beyonce, like, I ain't going to that garbage.
Yeah, that's exactly how they feel it. They watering down our award ceremonies now.
And that's a sad fact, man, because you notice how it's gotten bad to where now they're putting all the award shows on like 5 different networks, thinking they can get a rating. Like they got it on VH1, they got it on Nickelodeon, they got it on MTV, and they still can't draw but 2 million.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That's exactly what's going on. Straight up. Honestly,
now in terms,
go ahead.
Do you think that's representative of where the culture is headed right now in terms of how it's become over commercialized in reference to, like King said, the easy accessibility, as opposed to where there was a certain type of there was a certain type, where there was a certain type of what's the word I'm looking for? A rarity. A rarity was. But now the culture has seemingly become so mainstreamed that what made it unique and special in its own way has kind of been diminished in its merit. Do you feel that way about it right now?
Yes, I do. Look at what's happening with a lot of artists that put a lot of discography out, a lot of work out, and because they don't get the commercial push, you won't know about them unless you really are from these communities that these brothers are coming from.
Right.
And if you don't have enough push between your promotion, you might not get that push that you need to catch people's attention. You know what I mean?
Right. Now,
go
ahead.
It's kind of like globalization is like a part of globalization. The globalizing of the technology as well as commercializing, they kind of go hand in hand.
Definitely. Now, you represent the 408 up in Northern California, so we got to give a shout-out to some of the other area codes out there, too. Of course, the 707-209-831. 510 as well, man. I mean, y'all be doing it big out in the air, out up there, man. And I can't forget the 916 either.
That's my phone number. My home area is East Menlo Park all the way down to San Jose. These are the 2 areas that I come from. San Jose is Silicon Valley, and then East Menlo Park is the Mid Peninsula. That's right. We're a sister city right across the street from East Palo Alto, the 92 murder capital.
Man, look, I tell everybody, man, Palo Alto, I mean, look, it's real out. Everybody be thinking about Stanford and, of course, out Stanford and, of course, out in the, look, at the top of it, of course, you got Alberta. But I tell anybody, man, look, when you getting out, in San Francisco and, of course, Oakland, I mean, look, you got, East 22nd, and these hoods out here that I'm speaking on, of course, you got Hunters Point, East 22nd, daggone,
you got OC projects that my mentor Fleetwood, he coming out of Tenderloin, Filmo, Oakdale, Sunnydale, Potrero Hill. These are like historical black communities. Banneker Homes. These are like historical black communities on the 101. There's not that many black people that live on the 101 anymore. See, I'm a 101 guy. I'm a Bay Shore baby. You know, I'm only 24 minutes away from San Jose, and we right up the way by San Francisco. So a long time ago, like I got to share this real quick. The 1960 housing discrimination is what caused a lot of blacks to come down from San Francisco into Menlo Park in East Palo Alto. That is how my origin and my folks got there. And that's how we made that area chocolate. And that migration was from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Shreveport, and Louisiana and Texas. So we filled in this little town, but we were in the city till East Palo Alto in the city till 1983. East Menlo Park is a separate part of Menlo Park. Menlo Park is like by the college and by the Stanford Mall. But when you are from the East Menlo side, you're really closer to the East Palo Alto side. So therefore, the living and the situation, we're like basically cut off. We were cut off from the rest of the civilization. Things have supposedly gotten better, but I just feel that the opportunities for us black brothers that come from the peninsula, for a long time, there wasn't that much to do out there in that section. So a lot of brothers and families migrated, brother, outside of EPA and East Menlo Park, and we went to like the valleys at San Ho, Gilroy, Stockton, Tracy, Modesto. We started filling those areas up in these last 14 to 16 years. But when we were younger, we were out there. We were out there when it was the murder cap. You know, my father that raised me, he worked right there on Capitol Avenue, right by Jones Mortuary Home, the funeral home, right there. He used to work at Showman's Market. That was a black-owned business that my dad was a janitor, and he cleaned the only like neighborhood store that everybody went to. Showman Market was the neighborhood store in East Palo Alto. So I spent a lot of my time in my youth, really young, with my father, going out there seeing him work and stuff. You know, and I am the oldest out of 13 kids. I have 12 sisters, and I also have a brother in San Jose.
Look, I know nobody. The run up on y'all is not a ever.
Yeah, man. You know, I miss the camaraderie. I have a lot of friends still out there in the hood. They still living and striving. But sometimes I feel like our section gets a little bit overlooked. I'm just being honest. We get a little bit overlooked. We have a lot of the Totally Insane. You got Prozac, the Hood Stars. Those are like and Chunk out of East Menlo. These are like the guys. And then you got King Sadell. All these guys paved the way for a lot of us to be what we are today. Like, I always tip my hat off to the Hood Stars. They're like hometown heroes.
We got to shout out the Hood. We got to shout out Hood Stars because I've heard about on I Represented. You know what I'm saying? That's like the Bay Area All Stars. And when I heard the Hood Stars up on that, I was like, man. Ooh,
I know, right? I know, right? You know, to this day, I'm in my car right now. I have the Hood Reality, and I also have them Hood Stars with the album where they're sitting in the front of the yard, and the OG he has East Palo Alto across his stomach. So it's like I've been supporting my people's music since day one. If the Hood Star tape came out, 56 months by DJ Drama, I went and bought that. 10, the one with Filthy Rich and the Hood Stars tape, I went and bought that. I was out there helping them. They gave me copies to sell, and I went out there. And I just love my section, you know. I educated in San Ho. That was a mother's choice. But I'm from East Menlo Park, and I never forget my beginnings. You know what I mean?
So tell us also about what made you want to get into music. Like, who was your inspirations coming into the game?
I had my partners out of Sacramento. I used to run with a cat out of South Sac, and I used to watch how he just was like an arsenal. His mouthpiece was like an AK-47. The shit that used to come out of his mouth, it inspired me to started looking deeper into myself. It's like, you know, everybody doesn't want to become a rapper, but I did have a story though, because like I was raised by another male. My father, my biological father, was in and out of prison. And my mother remarried, and these things kind of like draw you to the music because I had a lot of pain and I did not know how to express it. Instead of getting in trouble and going to jail, I was like, I think I need to try to express and tell the world, like, these are the kind of upbringings that brothers have from our section. EPA and Menlo, brothers take care of other brothers' kids all the time. There's hella brothers come around and raise you as they own. I feel like I came from a village. A village raised a child, and these old testaments and sayings to me are really true. So I really wanted to share with that. And he was out of Sacramento, and then when I was in Los Angeles, I got beat from King T, the DJ from the Dog Pound.
Okay.
That's how I jumped in it. I was 23 years old. I just came into these beats. He threw them to me, and he was like, "These are some beats that nobody really wanted, and they couldn't rap to." And I was like, "Well, I appreciate it, sir." And the rest was actually history, and that was back in 2011.
Man, now when you started rapping, it took you a while to hone your craft, or did you take to it, you know, like a fish take the water, you know, you already had the gills to get ill with it?
I had the gills to get ill with it, brother. But I got into some legal trouble, and I needed to clean my slate. You know, it was hard to make legit money because I still had a F on my record until I had to go down to LA County and try to see if I could do something about that. You know. Right. And when I went down there to the courthouse, my story different. I was a part of a sting of a legal search and seizure. My other homeboy, Big Sig, out of Gardena, they tried to pinch us, and I ended up going down. And they had a lack of evidence in court, so I still had a felony, but they threw my case out. You understand? They still charged me, but there was no conviction. So I was really pissed off about that. Like, you guys charged me for a felony, but then you throw my case out. So that means that the felony should be off my record. So I had to actually go down there to the courthouse, pay money to get my shit sealed so I could actually earn a legit job. Because if not, I would have had to wait 7 years till it fell off.
Oh, man.
I came out of my pocket. I came straight out of my pocket with all my hustle and my money to be like, what can you do to fix this? Because I'm tired of working. I was working at the Shrine Theater, like Tupac worked at the Apollo Theater for a minute. I had to do this weak ass security job, making $8 an hour. Man, I was fresh out, but I was still rapping. I was making songs and shit in Watts on Imperial Highway with my homeboy Jason out of Watts, 60 OG from 60s. And like Tupac worked at the Apollo Theater. I worked at the Shrine Theater by USC in LA.
Okay. Yeah, man. Look, you hanging out at Watts. I mean, you was definitely official, man, because we know about, you know, Grape Street. We know about, you know, Bounty Hunters. You know, Jordan Downs. You know, and Nickerson Garden. So we know how real it is out there.
I live right down the street from 112 to 114. Address of 104th and Central.
Right.
I was in the Met, in the middle of everything. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. But definitely, but
basically in the trenches.
You know, and that's what it is. You know, and that's the thing. A lot of heads, you know, want to get in the game and get in the booth and, you know, talk about, you know, the pseudo truth, but they don't want to give the real truth. And the real truth is, you know, a lot of young brothers, man, they get caught in situations, you know, and it's hard, and they got them F's that makes it hard for an A, to advance.
Thank you spoke on that, brother.
Because they're trying to make the grade the right way, you know what I mean? But it's like, to hear you be so real and so candid about your struggles and, about how it wasn't always easy for you is refreshing, man. Because people got to understand, man, it ain't always the limelight that shine bright. Sometimes you got them searchlights and they're going to try to search you unnecessarily, you know what I mean?
Straight up, brother, straight up. My case was, okay, this is a bigger part. The city of Gardena that I was living in, which is a sister city right across the street from L.A. and Compton, what happened with them was I was a part of this as a sting that the cops were picking every 8 to 13 cars at night. They would pull you over to find a felony drugs and a tow. But if they couldn't find drugs on you, they were planting drugs on us in South Central. And this was in 2010. And I was very unaware of L.A. I was living already there since 2005. So I was in South Central for 5 years. I did not know how really corrupt the city or the whole county of L.A. County was. And they really stuck it to me. They were like, you a Bay dude, what you doing down here? And they really stuck it to me, It was I was going to Dominguez Hills in Compton College. So when I got kicked out of Dominguez Hills, and then I ended up going to a junior college in Compton, and I ended up finishing in 2013 after I got my record straight, and I went back there to graduate in 2013 from El Camino College.
Congratulations.
That's what's up, bro.
It was really rough. It was really rough, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
But I'm gonna tell you, brother, if you didn't know about corrupt LAPD is, you ever seen that TV show The Shield that used to be on FX?
Yeah.
Well, Shamar Moore, right?
Yeah.
Well, not Shamar Moore, but and everybody that was great show because it's based on the crash unit in LA. Because I tell for all of our listeners out there, if you can watch, this is what happens when you forget shit. But FX actually has their own network where you can watch all of their series. It's a pay channel, but but every series FX has ever done, from their network, you can watch it. And The Shield is, of course, one of them. But The Shield is actually based on real life, the real life exploits of what happened with LA crash units in the late 90s. And a lot of those stories, and the storyline, of course, the storylines are based from real situations. Hell of a show. Ran for 8 years. 6 years actually. 6 years actually. It started in 2002 and it ended in 2008. But a hell of a series. But yes, that show is based on what was going on. And I'm not going to give it all away, but for all of our listeners out there, if you really kind of want to get an idea of, how wild it was out there, and had a lot of great guest stars come up there. Of course, Glenn Close, shout out to her. He had some guest spots up there as well. But if you really want to know how ill it was with LAPD, watch that show. Vic Mackey was no joke. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh man, you ain't lying, brother. Like the way when I was leaving, I was coming into the borderline of Inglewood and Hawthorne. I dropped a homie off that was drunk, and I got to put my headlights on. I was passing up Losing High School, and Losing High was like a major high school in Hawthorne. LA County Sheriff seen he had his parking lights on. I pull up, and I thought I had my headlights on, but I had my fog lights on. He got on me, and he was like, "Brother, I'm going to let you know right now." I said, "What?" He said, "You didn't have your headlights on. Put your hands on the steering wheel." He reaches in there. I have an ace of medicine in the front. He takes it from me, wraps it up, and tells me this ain't no good. Takes the tree from me and tells me, "I better not see you out here tonight. Take your ass home." That's how I knew what I was doing. I was dealing with all take your
I think
shit.
you're going in and out a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Dealing with all this shit with take shit, take things from us, and tell us to go on. That ain't a good thing. That means that they're corrupt. You know, they about to use that for their own personal stuff. But the next time they see you, they about to take you down. And I saw that, and it's no argument. I really believe in music and all the great artists that came from South Central. These are the things that they express in their music. How really corrupt the Crash Unit, the Rampart District, the 77th Precinct, on Crenshaw and everything. All these areas, I told myself being a Bay Area dude, and it was rough. There was no handbook how to handle that. And I was glad I befriended my homie from Gardena and Big Cynic, and he's always been a good homie to me, and he always told me how to move. Like, hey, man, you don't need to be over here in the area, Chuck. You need to go move this way, Chazz. And I always listened to him. You know, I survived that, and I had good friends in South Central. I really did. I had real good homies down there.
Definitely, man. Because we got to give a shout out. Because some of them hoods about, of course, you know, with Hawthorne, we got to give a shout out to Hawthorne Pyru. You know, out in Inglewood, we got to give a shout out to Queen Street Bloods, and of course Gardenia. We got to give a shout out to Gardenia Payback Crips and everybody out there too. Not that we affiliated with Gangbanging, but we want to shout out everybody out there to let you know all the way from Off the Cuff Radio. We see y'all out there. We respect what y'all do out there.
Gardena Hustlers and the Shotguns, man, over there on Western and Normandy. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all took care of me, man. I remember that barber shop I got my first lineup at, man. I remember that, man. From the 5 block all the way to 47 and Halldale. I remember all that, man. Them is the homies, man. You're cool, man. You really know what it is out there. And shout out Eastside Compton and shout out Westside Brompton. And my homeboy over there from Bullish and Long Beach Boulevard, my Lime Street Pyru partners, I'll never forget y'all. You took me in like I was really down there with y'all since the sandbox. Y'all took care of me, and I appreciate everything, brother. You really know what's up, man. I really was out there in the mix. I kept these things like I wanted to share this on an interview instead of like I'm not a loudmouth artist. You know what I mean? If you brag about certain things, you could really get hurt. So I really stayed humble, and it's like if people know, then they know, and I'll talk to those people. But if you don't know, I'm not going to speak to you. It's like some don't ask, don't tell policy like the military. That's how I feel about it.
Definitely. But the thing is, we got some. Oh, go ahead, King.
Yeah, I was saying that's very rare that people follow that code because we live in this real open snitch era right now, man. Like people just boast and everything. There's no such thing as privacy. There's no such thing as keeping things sacred. So being in there, you're in the music business with a lot of your peers. Everybody moves at a different code. Everybody's cloth is cut from a different rank. How do you maintain and staying solid?
It has to go back to my upbringing as a youth. I was always taught whatever happens in this house stays in this house. Like on my block, when people got disciplined or how their parents dealt with them, they didn't go outside and tell nobody. You just dealt with it. If you got a switch taken off a tree and you got your ass whooped, you didn't go to your neighbor and say, hey, man, my parents whooping me with a stick. You just kept it in. So if your house was a trap house, everybody on that street didn't know that unless they came up in it. It was a very secretive and a don't ask, don't tell policy. I don't like the open snitch era. It's like a go-free snitch era now, and that's why a lot of people have found themselves in a bind because they're so open with stuff that really should be a secret.
And you know, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's crazy because what's happened. Because on this show, we talk a lot about everything, in terms of from everything from music to the streets. And when we talk about, when you look at a lot of rappers from back in the day, the gang affiliations as far as the West Coast go were always there. When we speak about NWA, of course, we know about Eazy-E and MC Ren being Kelly Park. We know about, Compton's Most Wanted, with Tragnu, Park Compton Crip. We know about, of course, DJ Quick, Treetop Pyru,
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, Snoop Dogg, Uncle Snoop, was rolling 20s,
right.
But it's like, but that was something that was necessarily taught about. We know about Dub C being 111 Neighborhood Crip, but before he went solo, and before he went with the Mass Circle, he was with a group called Low Profile. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So these are all, and of course, Ice-T represents, 52 Hoover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what you have is, but they were never rapping about it in terms of like throwing up colors. If you knew, if you with Compton's Most Wanted, like when you see straight checking them, I believe that was the second album. Was it a Compton thing? Correct me, King. Which one? Let's see. It was Straight Checking Them was the second album, wasn't it?
Yeah, Straight Checking Them was the second album.
Straight Checking Them was the second album, and that had the blue cassette. But it's like, back in the day, we was like, thinking it's cool, but we're like, oh.
They did a good job of camouflaging it, because we didn't even know ourselves.
Yeah, but it was subtleties. You know what I mean? But it's like, but that's what it was. But like you said, man, it's like everybody wants that authenticity in terms of broadcasting it. And like you said, man, some things you just don't put out there because it's not meant to be told, period.
No, it's not. It's only for the people that you affiliated with. It's only for the people that you affiliated with. It's kind of like a La Cosa Nostra thing. I'm from a historical black community, Menlo Park and East Palo Alto. So we had a code of ethic there. You did not speak about stuff that happened in the 650 outside of it. You kept those things inside. There was a very large no snitching policy there. That's why we always had these raids and state and federal raids that would come all the way down to San Jose, and they would pick up Palo Alto and Menlo cats that lived in another county because dudes that were dealing with each other were snitching and saying, hey, these dudes live out here. So they was coming to get cats all the way from the peninsula in the water and coming to the valley where there's no water and getting them. That's what was going on. That's why, reality speaks. That's why I left. It was no more secrecy in our community no more. Everybody was telling about cats that were from Menlo and EPA, like, all these guys are no good, they up to no good, and we couldn't even do anything legitimate because everybody kept snitching.
Man, that's just it's crazy.
I think also another thing that played a key role is how snitching became very, glorified. Like, you had movies coming out basically glorifying snitching. Like this other movie, you had American Gangsta out. There was another movie, I think it's called Rick.
Yeah, the White Boy Rick movie about the boys in Detroit.
White Boy Rick.
Yeah.
The youngest informant in American history.
Yeah, they glorified that like he was live. Like he was a live one.
You feel me? And he indicted the biggest cocaine family in the state of Michigan. They coerced him. The DEA was giving, I watched and I read about it. They were coercing him and giving him quarter kicks, and a quarter key is enough to give you 5 to 30 years in a federal facility. By giving him the drug and then him being underage, they coerced a witness. That's called entrapment. The police were using criminal tactics to catch other criminals. That's what we up against in America, straight up.
That's true.
It's dangerous. Entrapment is like the number 3 federal offense that officers should never do, but they do it. That's how they crack cases.
And I mean, when because when the streets, people don't understand that them streets on both sides, there is what goes on in the hood, and then there is supposed to be those who are supposed to enforce the law, but are just as gutter as the gangsters that come out of the gutter. You know what I mean? It's almost like there are no rules on either side.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
They have the label of pigs for a reason. They label a pig for a reason, because a pig at the end of the day is supposed to be the filthiest animal of the world. So
and
the cops operate with the pig mentality.
And the thing is, what do? Pigs will eat anything, and they'll take anything.
That's right. Okay. All right. Y'all know what it is without just saying too much. It's like I learned when I took criminology in college. I learned what a grass eater and a meat eater was. These are the bribes that the corrupt cops take, and it's just crazy the stuff that is happening in America right now. Even out here, I'm at Arizona, and on May 17, 2017, I was shot on the freeway taking my fiance to work with my son in the car. So I got a taste of white racism and white power. It wasn't the brother that did that. That was a white man that shot at me. And it's a different kind of feeling. It's like now it woke up my PTSD. And now it's like I don't trust anybody. I never trusted people, but now I don't trust people that are really not black. I'm just going to be honest. Because out here in Arizona, you don't know who's an off-duty cop or a part of the neo-Nazi gang. That's just how it is out here.
And it's crazy because what a lot of people don't know, and, Chad, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Arizona has one of the highest concentrations of white supremacist groups in the country.
Yes, they do. Glendale and Mesa are in the top 25 in America on the FBI's racist hate crime list. It's bad out here, brother. Like the situation that Jay-Z paid $10 million for the lawyer and all that. This has been going on. I've been out here for 3 years, and I have seen more officers hurting our people than I saw back home. It's like outrageous. These officers. I was walking at 2 a.m. He told me if I kept walking, he said, I'll taser you if you don't stop. He had me on the curb for 2 hours just because I was walking from a 7-Eleven returning a red box. And I was like, damn, they don't even do that to me at home. What the hell is going on? But now I get to see what's going on. They're monitoring our people and being able to put you in an area that you should be at. He said, why don't you go to the south end of the Phoenix? Why don't you get out of the area where you're at? You don't belong here. These are the things that I've been told since I've lived here. Like, you need to go where it's a melting pot. You shouldn't be over here. And I was like, damn, it's really like that out here? Oh, it's like that. It's an invisible line out here, brother, and they dare you to cross it.
It's like they call it the invisible gun line.
Yep, and they dare you to cross it. They dare you to. They just waiting. These cats out here, they finger trigger itching. They counting body totals of our people. Since I've been here, there's been 46 police related shootings. There might be more. They're just really gun happy out here. They don't play out here.
I'll tell you one thing in terms of what Sheriff Joe Apollo, that culture he set out there, man, he did not set one that was friendly for people of color at all out there. I'm going to just say.
No, he didn't. The departments are still keeping up his mentality, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And it used to be a time where it used to be a time, because we live in a time where all this is happening. It's always been happening, but it's more open day to day versus how it was getting certain coverage. And do you think it's also a case of where you feel that black people as a whole lost their militancy, that they lost their warrior spirit, which is why this is possibly happening?
Yes, a lot of brothers have become very docile. I talk to my brothers and sisters about it all the time, and they kind of get mad, and I'd be like, I'm not docile. People worry about my behavior when I get approached by law enforcement. I tell them, I'm not going to discuss my day, and you can't ask me where I'm coming from and going. Can I please have my ticket? Am I being detained or arrested? And if not, I need to be told, can I let go? With that assertiveness, that gets you in a lot of trouble, and I've always been that type of person. If you don't have a reason why you're stopping me, you need to write me my citation so I can get on by my day. I am not going to open up to a law enforcement officer about my day. I don't want to discuss my day. I don't want to tell you where I'm coming from or where I'm going. That's how it should be. Here's my license and registration. Am I going to jail today? And if he says no, write me my citation and let me go. The harassment has got to stop. Brothers and sisters got to be a little bit more affirmative, like the affirmative action. You need to be more assertive. You don't got to yell at them. You just got to let them know, I know my rights. The First, the Second, the Third, the Fourth, and the Fifth Amendment are always violated in America off of a traffic stop.
And the people got to understand that the first 10 amendments of the Constitution are known as the Bill of Rights. They're guaranteed, that is supposed to guarantee all U.S. citizens, you know, the basic principles of, you know, just having a right to live. I mean, just respect us as people.
I agree. You know, every time that a brother is stopped in a traffic stop, do you know the statistic? The Muslim paper, the Final Call newspaper, is every 25th hour in America, there is a brother being stopped by the police or shot by law enforcement. That statistic has to stop. So 1 hour after 24 hours, somebody's getting stopped or shot by law enforcement.
That's a huge problem, man. And I also feel that a lot of people, they talk about it, but they really don't want to solve it because they don't want to tackle the root of what causing it. It's not
fear.
Really like, exactly.
It's fear, brother. These individuals have a lot of power. It's $64 an hour to run a squad car. They get paid a lot of money to turn those cars on and protect these city corners. A lot of us brothers are not even making that much money legitimately on the street or at a job, and you stop us because of a tail light, a license plate light is out, and it turns to you getting shot or arrested. I don't understand that dynamic.
Exactly. It's one of the things that makes you wonder what's really going on out there.
They don't want to hear anybody say it, but they're creating this mass genocide, and they don't want to speak on it. It's like they're having a secret meeting about us, and they're like, we need to really lower the male population and let the females go manless so we can cultivate their race. This has always been a plan. Law enforcement can control male population by mass incarceration and mass shootings. It controls our male population. There's a lot of good brothers out here that are working on that. But we have a percentage of working brothers that are still subject to search and harmed by law enforcement because of the way we look.
And you got to remember, percent of the population in the United States, we make up almost 80% of incarceration in this country.
Yes, it's one-sided. After you said that, and we're barely 13% of the national population, but like you said, we make up 4 out of 5 people in prison is 80%. Those are black men in there, and even the black women that are in prison. In California has the most African American women doing state and federal time in the whole country.
Oh man.
They had a special on it in HBO about 5 years ago. And it's like Orange is the New Black, like the TV show on Netflix. These women are being mass incarcerated the same time that their counterparts are being incarcerated. Now these babies are being born in jail facilities and put into foster cares. Now you have modern day and new age slavery. The title of my album that I haven't dropped yet because I want it to be so powerful that it grabs the attention of the government. Yes, this is a new age slavery we're going through, not a modern day, a new age slavery, where you can only get enslaved if you're proven what?
Yeah, I think when people, they get the misconception of slavery, man, because anytime they mention slavery, they're thinking shackles and chains. Or they're thinking something stuff like the KKK just coming and burning corpses in your yard like it's the 40s and the 50s. It's a different type of slavery right now because now it's in the mind.
Brother, you're right. It's a whole new age of that whole mentality with the Jim Crow law. You got Plessy Ferguson in 1856. These cases are what we're living through right now. We are considered United States property. We say we're free, then we're dumb because you have to pay for your freedom. They own us still, brother. We are still a walking, talking Civil Rights Act. They don't look at us as first-class citizens. We're looked at as third-class citizens.
You know, and the danger.
Very hurtful.
And historical aspects of it. This is one thing I want to tell a lot of those black people out there that want to act like, racism doesn't, like we've moved, like that situation. And I know it's old news, but to a degree, it still kind of burns me a little bit with what he said, about what Cam Newton said last year about I feel like we just moved past racism.
I thought you were going to take Kanye, bro. I thought you were going to take because a lot of those guys have that same line that you're thinking because they was brought up different. They really didn't go through or see a lot of that, so they figure the money is what's going to bring them. They figure with money is they're equal to eating on that table, and it's not the case. Money is blind.
You're right.
And that's the most dangerous thing that I think a lot of black people fall when. And I can understand how white people feel about it because racism doesn't affect white people. Because where you look at the root of racism means that you are in a position of power where you can, subject somebody else to discrimination and all types of inequities. So it doesn't affect white people at all because white people are never affected because of their color, their skin. But when you're dealing with black people, we are affected by what goes on in society. And whether some black people want to believe this or not, racism is alive and well. I won't call out certain people by name, although they are public figures. If you want to do a legitimate Google or Bing search, you'll know who some of these people are, whether they're black conservatives or just naive black people, but they want to try to say, well, it's all in your mind. I'm like, no, it's not in our mind because when we have young brothers and sisters being killed out there, it shows you that there's still something going on and it's not good in this country. Does that mean I'm anti-American? No. That doesn't mean I'm anti-American. For this country and the freedoms that it does afford us, this is one of the best countries to live in considering other places. Because you can't even – this show that we are doing right now, we probably couldn't even do somewhere else if we lived in another place. All we want in this country as people of color is to be respected, to be treated fairly, to be treated with decency. And when we have a legitimate plight that we want to express our grievances about, we don't want to be looked at as being crybabies over some calamity that we caused. No, we didn't ask for a lot of the treatment that is, that has been mistreated upon us. And yes, we're going to speak about it if there's something that is not right. It's called
right,
we have a right to exist.
We do. We have a right to be heard. I want to drop this real quick. Crispus Attucks is the model for the city of Indianapolis. They have a high school named after him, and they have a museum. A lot of people don't even know he's the first person that got killed in the beginning of the Civil War.
In the Revolutionary War in Boston. Yes, we have a Crispus Attucks here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Yes, we do.
Okay, cool. And a lot of brothers don't really know how important he really is for our date of being in America. That happened literally almost 600 years ago. Literally almost 600 or 700 years ago. That's how long the African American, the African has been in America. And for them not to give us that respect, sir, it's preposterous to think that they think we're still knuckle dragging monkeys and Neanderthals. Are you kidding me? We're very intellectual in beings, and we're very compassionate and intelligent to make decisions for ourselves and for our families.
I tell anybody, if you don't understand the contributions that the black man has made, go no further than Kemet, which is the ancient name for Egypt, and look at what we've done over there in terms of medicine and mathematics.
Yes, our roots were Kemetites and Shemites. Our original names are not really being taught in school. You have to go deep within African history. It's before the transatlantic slave trade that led us to here. See, a lot of Americans, I read that almost 40% of us have direct lineage to royalty in Africa, but because they destroyed our records and our history, you can't prove that. So you're probably living a rough life in America, and if you reach out
you're
to
descended
Africa,
from kings.
Facts. Are y'all still there?
Definitely.
Yeah,
we're here. We're here.
Yeah. That's probably our cue. We probably got to wrap this thing up shortly because we're going to do overtime right here. You know how it is when the man is around and they want to all of a sudden quiet up the dialogue a little bit.
Yo, I already know what y'all mean, bro. We're going to wrap it up, man, before they over here recording what we talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
You know how they be. It's election season too, so it's like, man, you gotta walk that fine line.
Yeah, I already know, bro. I already know. They don't try to make us eat these words.
But yeah, man. But let us know where you can find your projects and what you're gonna be having in store for us in the near future.
Okay. Right now, I got on the platforms. I am on Google Play, Deezer, Pandora, Spotify, y'all, and what's that other one? And all the platforms except for there's another one that I just seen that's new. I'm on Audio Grab, and you could preview my tracks on SoundCloud. I put them out there for free, but Spotify, Pandora, Google Play.
What about YouTube?
Yes, I do have a YouTube music. Thank you for letting me know that. I do. I'm about to add lyrics to it, and I got a video coming soon. By fall, I'm going to drop a video and let y'all know for Off My Chest, and I'm going to drop another one after that for Change. And then on top of that, I got a showcasing in September, and July 24th, I have another show. I have 2 shows in July and another show on September 15th, and they're all going to be here in Arizona. I've been booked for some shows back home in the Bay. I just got to get my way back out there. I have not confirmed them yet, but there's a lot more. There's a lot more work coming for me, brother. And I picked a date for my album. New Age Slavery is going to drop January 1st, 2020, and it's not going to change. I'm about to drop that album at the beginning of the new year.
Hey, do it, man. Do it.
That's what it do, man. And I want to make this announcement too. If y'all want to check out some episodes of Off the Cuff Radio, we have downloaded the new app called Cashbox. CASHBOX. We're gonna start uploading our episodes there. So download that app on your phone, and you can check some of our replays out on there, including this episode here that's gonna be coming in this weekend.
Okay.
Word
up.
So
put that out there.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Can I just do one last shout out to my homeboy?
Do that
show, man.
All right. Shout out my homeboy, and I'm going to shout y'all out, too, for giving me this opportunity. My homeboy from Gardena, Big Sig, out there in Nevada. Man, I love you, boy. Shout out my moms, my pops, all my sisters. Shout out my fiance, Jen, my daughter, Amira, out there in Northern California. I want to shout out anybody that doubted me and has not understood me, but I'm here. And I want to shout out my fans and just give me some love. And I'll shout out Eric Podcast, Off the Cuff Radio, all the brothers. And to shout out Fleetwood SF, man. You go follow his music, too. And y'all go peep his short film. And he's definitely the originator of the Cotton Pickers. One love, y'all. Chazz Kapone.
Definitely.
No doubt.
And
on that note,
young, and keep doing your thing.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate y'all a lot, man. I'm going to hit y'all off the horn, though. You already know.
Word up,
brother.
All right, man.
Gotta be out
I'm
here.
top. Gone.
All right.
1.